Good evening, nerds. We've saved up enough gold to do a arena cube draft, so we will do that, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's see what we have. Probably just going to tank a Wrinkle here. Let's see if we can enter my favorite deck in the cube, which is Orzhov Attrition, or something like that. We could take Infernal Grasp to stay black, or we could just move full speed ahead on black-white and go with the Dominating Vampire, which I think is what I'm going to do here. Or sorry, Welcoming Vampire, which is quite good. So we could take Banishing Light, or we could take a dual land. Given that there's 4 lands in this pack, I think the land will probably wheel. And Vanishing Light is obviously pretty good interaction. Okay, so we have Midnight Reaver here. We have Null Priest. I think I'm going to take the Null Priest. Simulacrum is also decent, but Null Priest get in. We have another Orzhov land, which I will take the opportunity here to pick. A lot of these packs don't really have very promising cards to wheel, but we'll see how open this archetype is and how open these colors are. Usually you can put together a deck even if the color is contested. And I just think that black-white tends to be substantially better than some of the other things you can be doing in the cube. Look, Wrinkle has like a funny little stick. You can like poke people with it. Okay. Pretty happy taking Acquisitions Expert here. Sword is like whatever. The land would also be good if we can get that back. I guess we'll take the Sweeper. Not much use for intervention. I mean, sometimes there's like an enchantment that you need to remove, but typically Sweepers tend to be better, even though, I don't know, they're like okay in black-white. It depends on if you get like a lot of drain effects that come with creatures dying. Like if you have the black-white vampire and then the Blood Artist, and then there's the enchantment for 3 mana, all of those drain. If you can get all of those, or at least 2 of them, usually are in pretty good shape. Just going to take Sternheim Unleashed here. This is what we get back. Mana Tithe, or Lithiform Engine. I don't know that there was really anything in these packs, though, that was even like worth wheeling. We'll see. Yeah, nothing here. Take a land just in case. We need to get this land back, which is quite good. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. So as predicted, I mean, honestly, these last few packs, I don't think we would play those cards even if we were in those colors. So it's not a huge deal. Now we have a bunch of lands in case we ever want to like splash anything, which is highly unlikely. I'm probably just going to take Shale here. There's Blood Chief's Thirst, which is also decent. But Shale's probably better for us. We could take Priest. We could take a Raven Inspector. I guess we'll take Priest. We already have some idea of sacrificing our creatures and making them sacrifice theirs, so that's decent. So we could take Faithful Disciple here, which is good. We could take Sword of Body and Mind, which is sometimes just kind of like a free win. I do like Disciple. Hopefully we can wheel it. So here we have Remorseful Cleric versus a couple of enchantment removal spells. We already have one of those. So I guess we'll take Cleric. It's honestly not my favorite, but it's not horrible either. Okay, so here's an interesting pick. We have Sarah, and we have Esper Sentinel. I think Sarah is probably better. There's also a Scavenger, which I actually, or Scrounger, which I do like quite a bit. But hopefully we can wheel one of these cards. There's also a Triumph that we could wheel. I'd be happy about. I think we'll probably get something from that pack on the second go around. Okay, so there's Felidar Retreat. Probably just going to take Doom Foretold. Usually this is like the sort of thing that I want to be doing in Black-White, and the sort of thing that I think you want to be doing in this cube. It's unfortunate that it's in the same pack as Dollhouse, which I would also like. In fact, maybe we'll take Dollhouse and maybe we can wheel Doom Foretold because it's a gold card. And presumably no one else is in our color pair. So let's try that out and see what happens. Once again, all the good cards in one pack. I'd like Dusk Legion Zealot. I'd like Witch of the Moors, and I'd like ECD. We really have no ways to gain life, do we? I think we're just going to take ECD here. Although, honestly, like, Dusk Legion Zealot's up there. Right there with the ECD. We could wheel that, though. Nothing here. The Cosmos Elixir. But that gains life at the end of turn. And I think it's like after the Witch is already triggered. In any case. Plus, I mean, the floor of that card is just too low, I think, for a deck like this. It's something you could sack to the Inevitable Doom or whatever, but beyond that, I don't really think there's much to be said there. Okay, pretty happy with Raven Inspector coming back. That's a good sign. I think that was maybe the pack where we were supposed to wheel something, I'm not sure. And people don't take Vorinclex. It's a very good card. That might have been the pack we were supposed to pick up Inevitable Doom too. Scrounger comes back, which is excellent. So we're doing okay on creatures, and usually we want to have like a decent number of creatures. Okay, at this point I don't think we're going to get it. Which is a bummer, but Dollhouse is still decent, and I think it was worth speculating over that. So we have Nightmare, we have Inscription. I think those are the two main options. Redain is decent, and Graveyard Trespasser is also good. I think we're going to take Inscription. I think Drew. Yeah, I think so. We'll see what we get back. We should get something back from that pack. We could take Settle, we could take Bantu. Bantu's not bad. No drain effects. I would assume we would have run across at least one of them by now, so maybe someone else is in like black-white or some sort of black something deck. Or maybe they'll all show up in this pack. Let's see. Okay, so there's Cathar, which I like. There's also Blood Mage, which we can probably wield. Which I also like this a lot. There's also swords in that pack. Giant Killer, I guess. We can maybe wield this duel. No Luris either. Which is often a card that you see in these decks. So we could take History, we could take Clarion Spirit. I think History is probably better. We have something of kind of like an aggressive bent, mostly with like making angels and stuff. And I think History is pretty good. So there's Thalia, or there's Restoration Angel. In terms of non-creature spells, I don't know. I feel like Thalia is honestly pretty good, considering most of our early plays are creatures. I mean, obviously it hoses a decent number of things in our deck, but I think that it'll do the same for any other deck as well, right? Celestials, Predation. I don't think these cards really matter. Apparition, I'm pretty happy to pick up here. So I think we can expect to wheel something in this next pack, and then maybe get like the modal land, and then everything else will go into the sideboard, I guess. So this deck isn't like the best version that I've seen, or that I've played, but it's not like horrible. Let's see. I don't really have ways to. I mean, flickering, like, expert is annoying, but I don't think it's worth enough to. We have like maybe like 2 cards that synergize with Teleportation Circle. I don't think it's really worth it. So as far as cuts go, I mean, right now we need to make like 1 cut. It could be History. if it's going to get hosed by Thalia. And like, it's not a, I don't know, it's still a decent card. We could consider playing Settle, maybe Settle over like Giant, since we don't really have like any symmetrical effects are just going to be pretty much symmetrical in the deck. Sure. Oh, was that the, did I just miss the dual land? I don't know. It's pretty much whatever. I think the main question here is there something we want in here, or do we want History of Benaligin, and then do we want to trade for anything? So, I think our 2-drops are good and our 1-drops. Maybe Inscription, since we're, or maybe Nightmare. Ironically, I think we picked Inscription the first time and then picked up Nightmare the second time. This is mana value 2. No, mana value 3. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. And then we can kick it if we want. We could actually even cut a land, and our curve's pretty low. And does that look? And then we could play the Nightmare anyway. I don't think that's horrible. Let's try like this. So yeah, someone must have been in like black, maybe even black-white. Like there were a decent number of black-white cards that we didn't see. Someone might have been like Abzan or something. I mean, the first pack wasn't great either, so I don't know. Okay. No, if they're playing green, I think we'll just hold on to the Giant Killer. What does this do? Each other creature you control got a +1/+1 counter has Outlast. Oh, so it can become a 4/4. It's convenient. Let's chop it down. I guess we could have done that at instant speed, but it's fine. Are there even that many like counter synergies in this cube? Also, why can't I like right click on cards? Oh, that's pretty good. I think we just take away your snake and play a Giant Killer. Werewolf. Okay, so I think we play Pontu. I think we sack the Cathar, especially considering we just drew Dollhouse. Snake's gonna go away. We drew Wrinkle. It's neat. could make your werewolf pack leader 7/7. I mean, it draws a card all by itself. I mean, it's impressive. I don't think I'm going to block. No, Great Henge. It's going to be a problem. Into a Shaman. I mean, it's pretty bad. So what could we do? We could kill their 7/7. That's probably a good place to start. Then play like Priest. Or we could plan to like tap down their Shaman, I guess. Is that good? I guess we'll do that, yeah. When it gets to draw 2, they're probably going to draw themselves into oblivion at this rate. I mean, I'm honestly surprised they're doing so much with the counter synergies. Certainly better than I would have expected. I didn't think it was like super well supported, but Great Henge, Rowan Games, that thing, the snake, and Immortal Sun. So now they really are going to draw themselves into oblivion. If we can just mitigate their threats. Land. I think that means we play Dollhouse. I think that means we play Cathar. And we exile you. No tax. That master is pretty big. We can start tapping that down, but they do have a lot of creatures now. And Horniqueen. And a big Horniqueen too, it's quite big. So let's see. We could just completely disregard the board state and play Vampire into Priest. It's probably a horrible option. What else could we do? We could play this for 2 and block 2 2/2s. I think we're dead in the air. Right, we're close to it, so I think I will make the play I described. Complete disregard for life and limb. See if we can't jump them with the Horniqueen, and then like take 1,000,000 and then maybe draw like a settle next turn. I think that's our only route to survival. We might even be dead on board. If they just attack with everyone. So they're dealing 8 in the air. Okay, now we're definitely dead. Okay. GG. What a way to go. Eventually they're drawing themselves into oblivion. And with them playing a bunch of great threats, so it's unfortunate. They could have just drawn lands, but instead they made a bunch of creatures and had interaction. It's a bummer. I think this deck could have really used like Doom Foretold. It's a shame it didn't wheel. But Dollhouse was good in that game, I think, and tends to be decent in these sorts of decks. Where, like, you know, you're making your opponent discard a card, and then you're reanimating it and doing it again. Nice. Hello, Pizza Lord. Can I look at one of your cards and make you put it in your graveyard? Oops. Yeah, Fatal Push. Nice. Yeah, so we have that sort of opponent. Okay. Kind of like doing all of these. Let's discard our land. What have you got for me, opponent? Infernal Grasp. Okay. I mean, reasonable. Want to not sacrifice anything, it's fine. Exile. Let's put it at third from the top. Nice. Oops, facing. Opponent, you big dummy. Thanks. I'm not going to be activating Priest anytime soon. Alright, opponent, let's see if you have anything. This is gonna have to be something like really impressive. Good game. That was a good try. Okay, so we're 1-1. It was nice to start off on a loss, but we came back. We had a resurgence. Hand looks good. I hope they play a mana dork here. That would be the ideal. For that. It's fine. Not really. I mean, Green Seeker's a little bit obnoxious, but I don't think it's worth like exiling at this point in the game. Oh, opponent is unbanned. Opponent is destroying our enchantment. Oh, rude. So what now do we go for Cathara so that we can get an attack? I think we'll just play sword and pass. And then even if they can play a white creature, we can still equip. I mean, like, connecting once with sword and body mind is like almost the same thing as just winning the game. It's extremely demoralizing. Well, when it's on all the colors, let's go. Birth of Mobius. Draw 8 points. And Tribunal. Okay, so they did have an answer for sword. It's highly reasonable. Notably, if we do draw our enchantment that removes a non-land permanent, then we're in decent shape. Well, they're just going for it. Sure, I'll trade here. And spring. They're going to bring out a swamp. They are. Opponent is fully committed to 5 colors. We still play Priest, assuming they have some 5-color madness coming in this next turn. Maybe we can exile Golos or something. I guess we could also just exile this, but we will see. But we could also catch their tribunal with the ECD. Okay, not bad. Do we go for it with ECD? I think we do. They only have 1 card in hand. I mean, it's hard to imagine they have like good answers to this at this point. We'll soon get to return to Benevolent Sarah, I think. They did have goals. If they have the zombie land, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do have enough that they would make a zombie. It should be pretty good. It's a major bummer from the opponent, making an ill-advised attack here, which I like. Looks like we're going to get to nab Golos. And sword is 2 to equip. And now things are looking pretty good. I guess the opponent could make a very large insect, like a 5/5, but it's still green, right? Yeah, green. It's unfortunate. Still pretty content to take 3 here. Okay, Karn's probably going to make like an artifact, right? And we can house this nightmare. We can also inscriptions, and I think we can pull off on that. Okay. I was just activating enough abilities that they were just going to eventually concede. Oh, well, that was a good game. And we see that Sword of Body and Mind is just, as I said, kind of a free win sometimes. Really pretty obnoxious, really. I don't know who invented that card, or decided to put it on MTG Arena. This hand looks good. We have our sword once again. The opponent is playing the color red. We're in danger. Dwarf's Disciple. So, do we just get rid of that right now? I don't think so. So the opponent appears to be on mono red. Stormseeker, sure. No, I was going to say I'll trade you. Let's go. Alright, we could play Ambrose. We can exile the Stormseeker. They probably have interaction. Let's go to attacks first. Maybe what we do is we play Shale, and then Starnheim Unleashed, and then when we draw a land, we can either sword on Shale, or we can play 2/5/5 Angels when we pump push down. So that doesn't seem bad. Next turn, these are going to turn to 4/3s. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, not feeling super bad about our position in any way. We're just attacking with everyone. Let's go. I'll take 4. If we don't play a land, or we don't draw a land, then we probably play Cathar. Okay, true. So, I mean, based on the fact that our opponent still has 1 mana up, I think we attack. They jump. This is good. Or they have like a deal 1. Oh yeah, Rock Knight or whatever. I think we played 2 Angels. And that's going to be kind of hard to beat. Yeah. You go to 1. A pretty healthy 13. I think we have this one. Well, we'll see. Stranger things have happened. We could have burned down the house. In which case we probably should have put the sword on another angel. All out attack. Oh, Ember Cleave. Nice. I think we're still pretty good. So what they put it on, like Bloodbraid Marauder. Game. Forgot about Ember Cleave though. Forgot that card existed. Could have been bad. If we hadn't had 2 5/5 Angels with Vigilance. Right. With 3 wins. I feel like we've made good choices this game. These last few games. And in our deck building at large. Sword won't leave us alone now. I don't think we have any clerics in our deck. We might have 1 or something, but I think I'm okay leading on Expert, even though I could lead on like Scrounger. I think we just play Sword to kind of intimidate them into leaving them back a blocker. They have to leave back the Vanguard or something. I would have preferred to play Apparition, obviously. No blocks. Okay, so we have a pretty aggressive opponent here. Probably trade with the Pyromancer. Oh, now we're kind of like getting into the red zone. We might not win this game. Apparition's a good start though. Let's see, so yeah, I think Apparition we have to go for. We might play Wrinkle next turn just on blocks. It's a Rem Carolus. It's obviously, a problem. So we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're probably pretty dead pretty soon. We can't stabilize. Showdown's quite good. Bone pressure. Sure. So I think we're pretty dead, right? This might be our way out. Oh, with the Rem. Good game. I see. Okay, not much we could do about that one. Very aggressive plays from the opponent. Okay. This looks like a good hand. Priest has not done much for a deck. Hello, DBs. Phoenix. Love to see it. Nothing is more pleasing to me. We'll probably nab something with the Nightmare 2. Unless they just have all creatures in hand, which seems pretty unlikely. Donry. Alright, opponent. Let's see it. Oh, they do have nothing. Amazing. So they're probably going to play like Rossadon and that next turn. I guess we can attack Domring. It makes a fight less appealing if they want to go for something like that. back leader into, or are they going to play a, okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I guess I'll take 7. Exile your Phoenix. Okay. I don't know if it's better to go for sword or inscription. I guess it's probably sword. Just because 1, I can take out Domri, and 2, then like that kind of limits what they can do, and then we can always get rid of like the back leader next turn. We'll see. Okay. Impressive. So you're going to get in for a lot of damage here. Probably so much so that we should consider just blocking with Ambrose. I think we have to go for inscription. We can't kick it, unfortunately. We'll probably have to get rid of you. Attack. Probably plan on jumping. This game will be close. Fortunately, it seems like some of their interactions are in the yard. And we'll have like a big Pawn 2 coming up here. Right. Well, they're going to give it haste too. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Probably have to double jump here. And then probably double jump next turn as well. Yeah, it's a yikes. Okay, so we have a Pawn 2, we'll have a wolf. We'll wait 4. Three. Okay, that doesn't help. too, so I think we're dead. I think we're just dead. Good game. That was a close one, though. You have 3 cards left. Maybe they can find a way to draw 3. If we had been able to gain life, I think we would have been in good shape. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. And look, now they're gonna get another 4 cards in their library. Are they gonna plus just to be spiteful? Oh, actually, okay, we'll see. I don't know which of these trigger first. I was hoping that. So, that was so stupid of them. They plus with the Ren just to be facetious or whatever. So they had no cards in library, and then the triggers were stacked such that I think they were hoping that they would get the lightning bolts into their library first, and then draw one with the werewolf. But instead they drew with the werewolf first and died. Thank you, opponent. We'll live to die another day. That was user error, unfortunately. That was pretty good. Yeah, when I saw them plus, I was like, oh, wait a minute, maybe there's a chance. Maybe we're still in this. But I guess not. I think I'll keep this hand. It's not a great one, but I think we can keep it. Okay, Sphinx. I think we reserve the Giant Killer for the Sphinx, since we know they have it. Hello. These lands are pretty cool. And our Scrappy Scrounger is now doing literally nothing. We've not drawn any lands either. The circumstance is becoming more dire by the minute. Attack me! Okay, like this. Probably a little bit traumatic to attack with the guy, but let's go for the sacrifice. Interestingly, they kept the Stitcher. I don't think I've seen that sort of play before, but they must have something good coming up. I guess not. What does the opponent have? Okay. They did have a counterspell. Okay. I was like, what are you holding up? Love coil. It's unfortunately going to resolve. Not a lot of great options here. Magma Opus. Okay, probably wanted to discard that anyway. Patrick. Even though we have the dollhouse in hand, I think we do this. Okay. Recon for the apparition, we could have gotten him. Becomes night. Let's see, do we go for the Cathar first? No, it's a werewolf. Never mind. It's kind of dumb. Hello, Baral. Goodbye, Baral. Okay. GG. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, but I'll be back to play what will be presumably our last game here in a minute. 20 gems. Okay. Alrighty, we're back. We're going to finish this one way or another. Their extremely epic Orzhov deck. Alright. I guess we'll keep this. The Thraben Inspector makes its first appearance. Actually, we may have seen it in one other game, but I can't remember. This is weird. So usually when you like right click on a card, it'll like appear. You can see like flashing over here though. I don't know what's going on. Hello. Neat. So even though they're in black, I think we'll hold to see what other color they have before we play this giant killer. Maybe they're mono black. Welcoming Vampire. Excellent. No attacks. Looking pretty mono black so far. Even like these sleeves. It's like the black hole. And if they're playing something like Gifted Aetherborn, I mean, like a sure bet. Mm-hmm. I think we're willing to trade our 4/4 Angel for their Aetherborn. unfortunately. Or maybe we could just let them attack it. And, I mean, I'm okay with that too. If we draw land next turn, we could be attacking with a 6/6 Vigilant Angel, which isn't bad. Trespasser is going to exile Vampire, I assume. Okay. I think I will play Sword here. It's pretty good. And it's confirmed to be mono black. They're also not very close to killing us at all, so. We shall see what they can play. Hopefully they just play that one that's like a 5/5 that like makes you sack when it's however many permanents it's dealt damage or whatever, and I can just kill it with a giant killer. I mean, that would be neat. Failing that, they play nothing. It switches to night, and then we can kill the Trespasser with the giant killer, discarding Scrounger. I accept. Luris. Not bad. Get a small amount of card advantage. We might have some games. We might have more than one game left. Okay, so we could play History plus Scrounger. It's probably not necessary. We probably just want to settle next turn unless... I don't know. I guess we can play History plus Scrounger. It just adds a lot of attackers too, in case they have a way to interact with the Angel. Let's say they have removal for Angel. Then we can basically attack all, not like jump or trade with everything. In any case, I think it puts us in a decent position. Plus, they only have like 5 mana. We only have 5 mana. If they can't remove a creature, it'd have to be like, you know. Oh, okay, sure. Like now, they can play like a 1/1 or 1/2, and then like a 2 mana removal spell, and still not be in like great shape. Oh wow, what an epic thing. The little like exploding thing. GG. Lovely. Well, we really don't deserve to be at 6-2. Especially considering that one match where we literally should have lost. But here we are. We'll see if we can make it to 7 wins or if we wash out 6. I'd be happy either way. This deck did better than I thought it would, and it's all worth it for that one match. Where they should have won and they lost. Okay. Hello. Okay, so what do we lead on? Do we lead on Thalia? I think we lead on Thalia. Okay, yeah. See? We lead on Thalia. Let's take that away. If they have interaction, it's fine. Yeah, that's a pretty premium removal spell to be using on it. So they probably have a shock here or something. They can take out Sarah if they want. They're not going to. Okay. Show me your hand. Or show me one card in your hand. I'm going to combine. Plus. Attack you for 5. You can draw cards, sure. And switch back to day. Badger gets bigger by the moment. Hopefully we draw land. We can just ECD. Failing that, we can banish and await the magic, which is not bad. ECD would be nice because it can get back Thalia. And we wouldn't have to worry about a bounce spell or something. The bubbles there, very impressive. Yeah, the braid. Oh, and then they're going to take out Sarah. Wow. Opponent. Very efficient, very good. Now we'll probably get back Sarah because we have Dollhouse. I may have had that when I was saying earlier that we can get back Thalia, but wow, opponent. Opponent's got all the plays. Okay, counterspell. It's obnoxious. It's minus. Now you have protection from blue. Excellent. Wow. Best choice I ever made. Get sword body in mind. I think we literally won 4 games. Just literally, or at least the games were close. because of sword. Like that was kind of dumb. Okay, so good games had by all. I think this was a good deck. 16 lands seemed right. We definitely weren't like hurting for lands, nor were we really like flooding out. And I mean, I think we saw most of our cards in action, right? And a Remorseful Cleric never made an appearance. I knew there had to be one. But generally, I mean, white-black I think is probably the best archetype in this cube. I like it quite a bit. I also like black-green Life Gain with a lot of these same black cards. And then a couple drain effects, like I was mentioning. And then there's the Witch as well in green, or in black. And then there's, in green, there's that, I can't remember, Lisette or something. It's the dual face black and green card. And on the back, it's a 4-mana 4/4, and if you pay 1 when you gain life, you put a +1/+1 creature on, or you put some +1/+1 counter on all your creatures, and it gives them trample till end of turn. That's obviously very powerful. I think that's going to be it for today, and have a good one. See you next time.